Bring us your baffling.
Bring us your audacious.
We want your sticky notes, sketchbooks, and scribbles. Let's pin them to the wall, kick them around.
Kick them around, see what happens.
Because we're in the how do I get this startup off the ground business.
The taking your business, global business.
We're in the problem-solving business. 400,000 people.
Ready to help you solve problems while they're still called opportunities.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Yeah, I mean, it just again, it's another big game against a non-conference team. That's second week in a row a Power 5 conference bowl team, and Pitt being the next one. And they got a new coach, and but he's a lot like the old coach. They play defense and they run the football, and we've got to get ready for them. We're excited about playing Pitt. We know they will be ready for us. We know that there is less likelihood they will look ahead like they may have been doing a little bit last year, and so we expect to be getting their best shot. It's not amusing, but it is. When you schedule these Power 5 conference teams, you say, God, wouldn't it be great if we could just get one out of two? Then all of a sudden you win that first one. Now you expect to get both of them, and so I guess that's just a statement of what you can create, and that's kind of where we are with Pitt. We're looking forward to it, but they are an outstanding team, coming off what looked like a close game with Youngstown. But Youngstown had 2 touchdowns over 70 yards in the fourth quarter that kind of got it close again, but. They pretty much had that game in control most of the time, but not to take away from Youngstown, but I'm just saying is they probably started subbing. They did start subbing a little too early in that game, but they're a very good football team. An outstanding coach who will bring a lot of the same things he did at Michigan State as defensive coordinator to the job. Well, it forced him to put the freshman in, and he got 207 yards. So it looks to me like it didn't do a thing to them. Ollison is a freshman. He's 230 pounds. He ran up and down the field. And so do I know how – usually when you got one great one, you don't have but one great one. But there are some teams, and I thought Oklahoma, when they put 30 Muncie in or whatever that backup, yeah, mix. Yeah, I wish they'd have kept the first guy in. He only rushed for 1,713 yards. The second guy was the year before, and then the backup was bigger and stronger and faster. This guy, like I say, I don't think it changes their style. I don't think it changes what they want to do. We knew we had to stop him last year. We figured we're going to need to stop this guy this year. So I'm not sure it's just a different jersey number. I don't think it changes anything they want to do to us. That's the one thing they haven't. Now they'll have a different. John Peterson came from us over there, but the offensive style, play calling changes, but it's the same type of offense. It's same philosophy. Run first, throw second, but if you come up and line up on the ball and that you're going to stop the run every play, you'll get the pass first. You'll get the pass at least second anyway. So they're going to run that football and have passing game involved with it. But it's going to be a power offense and a very, very aggressive defense that I think they're going to stop the run. I mean, they're going to stop the run no matter what. And that's if they run like they did at Michigan State and what they did in the first game, they're going to stop that run and then make you beat them with a passing game. I think we've got 2. Trevon Chapman was the starter last week, and but I don't know that. I mean, we probably go week to week until we get a pattern of what we want to do. But both guys are getting ready to play, and Tommy Woodson's not far off. Let me tell you. So he's a combination of both of them. So, but we're trying to we're easing into that. We work both of them first team a lot. We expect both of them to play, and we'll at some point we may have that now. We may have a rotation that's going to do a little different rotation. But right now we'll plan on playing both of them and just let the offense let them kind of prepare for both of them. Jerome Lane can play a lot of positions. If Jerome Lane will stay focused and and learn his assignments and do the little things, he could be very good at any one position on either side of the ball. So right now we needed a playmaker at wide receiver, and I think that gives him a chance to a position where he was really good at high school as well as defense. And so I think that's where we're going to try to keep him. Like I say, Jerome needs to be – he's young at that position. He needs to really work hard on details, assignments, technique, and things like that. But he has he does have the type of talent out there that you want. About 6'4", 220, and runs very, very well. But he's very raw. He's a little more athletic. He's a little more athletic. Again, one game. I think the fact you said after one game, Jerome has to just work hard to get better every day at the little things. Can he make a play? Yes. Can he line up and run 5 plays correctly in a row? He has to work on that. And so so we've got to find a good feel for that. But we do have Terrell Goodman rotating with him, and together, and Terrell has a lot of experience, and together you can kind of work out some of that stuff. No, I know it really didn't. I think the fact I think Chapman was the first time going into a Gall game like that, and we made it clear to him to get the ball out of your hands real quick and let's run the football. You know, and I think I said this after the game in my notes after the game. When you go to Oklahoma and you look at what they were worst at covering last year, it was the pass. It wasn't the run. They were top 10 at stopping the run. But we've worked real hard on our running game, and I hate to go out to Oklahoma and spend a week and a half preparing for Oklahoma and not prepare for what we're trying to get better at the season. So we made a commitment that we're gonna run the football no matter how good they are at that. Now, if we'd have gone out there and said, okay, let's get a spread offense and go out there, no huddle, and throw the passing game, might it have been a little better for what we've done there, but I don't think the big picture took care of that. Now, in our preparation with the quarterback against Oklahoma, did get rid of the ball real quick, don't hold on to it, they're just going to, avoid the sack. We probably got him thinking more about just getting out of the pocket, running, or getting rid of the ball than us being as good at the pass game as we could have been. That's our fault probably for being overly cautious. But our job was we didn't want to turn the ball over. We wanted to try to run that football. Don't turn that ball over. And the defense don't give up a big play. And for up until 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in that game, it was 3-0. And we had messed up one 1st and 5 on the 5 with the delay of game, which always seems to come after the quarter change when they don't tell you don't know when the clock. That's how we lost it. And if in my career, 21 years, if I have a delay, it's almost always after a quarter changes. The officials tell you that the 40-second clock starts and you don't know when it starts. It's not like a normal play. So you're sitting on the sideline just getting ready to go in, and they're standing up, and you go in, and it's already down to, and it's just a bad mistake on our part. And you would think you'd never have a delay of game after the quarter when you're sitting there, but the problem is getting communication to you of when their 40-second clock, because the main clock isn't starting. It's the 40-second clock that starts, not the clock on the scoreboard. You really don't have a good feel for it. We were at 5:32. They scored. It was 3-0 when they scored with 5:32 left, and at that point we were trying, don't turn the ball over, run the football, work on your running game, keep it. Let's see where we go with the second half. Because they were so good at stopping the run, if you took a chance to pass, if you didn't run it 3 times for 3 or 4 yards, you really had no chance to get a first down and mix a few passes with it. So that being said, we had a definite strategy we wanted to have for Oklahoma. It won't necessarily be the same strategy for Pittsburgh, but it was the one necessary for Oklahoma. But to say that it could have been, you might have done some more things to Oklahoma if you'd have thrown a little bit more. Yeah, we just made a decision to do what we thought was best to try to keep us in that ball game, and then adjust to it after that. And the bad thing is they were five out of 6 possessions they punted, and then 5 out of 5 they scored touchdowns. And one was a 1-play drive, and one was a 4-play drive, and all of a sudden it went from just tight to boom, which is how sometimes those games go. There's a time when you wish you were playing Big Ten teams because they tend to run that football, and if they start overpowering you, it's a slow overpowering thing. When you're Oklahoma and you got a guy that's up-tempo, he transfers from Texas Tech, and they're going as fast as they can. Once they get that little edge, it's about 20. It's fast, and you see it coming, and then fatigue sets in, and it came quick. It's very. I'm still shocked. I mean, the running back rushed for 1,713 yards, the most of any freshman ever at Oklahoma last year. He's and then the backup is as good or better. And our defense just was. I mean, they had like 50. We had more rushing yardage, and as much as we weren't getting first downs, we were running a little more clock off than they were. We had time possession. We won every quarter time of possession. We just needed a few more first downs and a few more opportunities. Like I say, we needed when you get inside the 5. That's why I say that's why that penalty was so bad. We needed to score points there. Even a field goal would have tied it up. And when we let that slip away, you just said, "Now there's an opportunity. We're not going to have too many of those." But anyway, it stayed. It got to 24 pretty quick after it went to 10. Came back out first 2 drives of the second half, and the last drive. I think the last drive was a 4-play drive of the first half, and the first drive of the second half was a 1-play drive, and then it pretty much got out of hand.